Your bank account has $47 in it. Payday is in 3 days. You need gas to get to work. You need to buy groceries. You put $30 of gas in your tank. You buy $40 worth of groceries. You go home feeling like you managed it. You stretch that $47 into survival for 3 more days. Good job. Next morning you wake up. You check your bank account. Negative $58. What happened? An old subscription you forgot about charged $35 yesterday. Your bank paid it. Then charge you a $35 overdraft fee. Then charge you another $35 fee for staying negative. You now owe the bank $58 plus you have no money for gas or food. You were trying to survive and the bank just charged you $70 in fees for being broke. Being poor just costs you more than being rich. And this happens every single month. This is the expensive poor tax. And it's designed to keep you exactly where you are. If you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, you can't get ahead, stay with me because what I'm about to show you is going to make you angry at the system, and then I'm going to show you how to beat it. My name is Mike, and I make videos about how money actually works in real life. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. I'm sharing what I learned from being broke for years and finally breaking out. Talk to a professional about your money. Here's the deal. Being broke is expensive. That sounds backward, but it's true. When you're broke, everything costs more. You can't afford the $200 good boots that last 5 years, so you buy the $40 cheap boots that last 6 months. You buy the cheap boots 8 times over 5 years. You just spent $320 on boots instead of $200. But you never had $200 at once, so you had no choice. You can't afford to buy the big package of toilet paper at Costco that's cheaper per roll. You have to buy the small package at the corner store that costs twice as much. You can't afford the annual insurance payment that gives you the discount. You have to pay monthly at a higher rate. You can't afford a car that runs well, so you buy the cheap car that breaks down. Now you're paying for repairs plus you're missing work. Being broke costs you money every single day. And the system knows this. And it profits from it. The villain here is what I call the poverty trap. It's all the extra costs, fees, and penalties that only hit you when you're broke. Overdraft fees, payday loan interest, late payment fees, reconnect ion fees for utilities, higher insurance rates because of your credit score, can't maintain minimum balance fees, ATM fees because you can't afford an account at a bank that doesn't charge them. All of these only exist because you don't have money. If you had money, you'd never pay any of them. It's expensive to be poor, and it keeps you poor. Because every dollar you make goes to fees instead of getting ahead. Let me show you exactly how this works. You make $2,400 per month. After taxes, you take home about $1,900. Your rent is $950. Your car payment is $380. Your insurance is $140. Your phone is $80. That's $1,550 just for basics. You have $350 left for the month. That's $11.67 per day for gas, food, everything. You're living on the edge. One unexpected expense, and you're overdrafted. And here's where the trap activates. You get paid on the 1st. By the 15th, you're down to $23. You forgot about a $35 subscription. It hits. Overdraft fee, $35. You're now negative $47. You don't have money to deposit. The next day, another $35 fee for staying negative. Now you're negative $82. Your paycheck comes on the 1st. $1,900 minus $82 you owe the bank. You actually get $1,818. You just lost $82 for being broke. That's 4.3% of your paycheck gone to fees. And this happens every month. Over a year, you pay $984 in overdraft fees. That's half a month's pay. Gone. For being broke. Stop right now and think about the last fee you paid. Overdraft? Late payment? Reconnect ion? How much was it? That money is gone because you didn't have money. Are you seeing the trap? Let me show you 2 people who start in the same place. Person A and Person B. Both make $2,400 per month gross, $1,900 take-home. Both have the same basic expenses. Person A lives in the poverty trap. Overdrafts twice a month. $70 in fees. Buys cheap products that break and need replacing. Pays late fees on utilities twice a year because money is tight. $50 each time. Uses payday loans once when emergency hits. $500 loan costs $575 to pay back. Buys small amounts of groceries at convenience stores because can't afford bulk. Pays 30% more for food. Can't maintain minimum balance at bank. $12 monthly fee. Over 1 year. Here's what person A pays in poverty tax. Overdraft fees, $840. Late fees, $100. Payday loan interest, $75. Higher food costs, $720 extra. Bank fees, $144. Total poverty tax, $1,879. Person A paid $1,879 just for being broke. That's an entire month's income. Gone. To fees and extra costs. Person B breaks out of the trap. Gets a free checking account with no minimums. Signs up for overdraft protection that links to savings so overdrafts don't trigger fees. Sets up auto pay on everything so no late fees. Saves up $300 emergency fund over 6 months by cutting back. Uses that instead of payday loans. Buys 1 month of groceries when paid using a list. Bulk buying where possible. Saves 25% on food costs. Person B pays 0 poverty tax. 0 overdraft fees. 0 late fees. 0 payday loan interest. Lower food costs save $540 per year. Over 1 year, Person B has $1,879 more than Person A same income. Different system awareness. Person B broke out. Person A is still trapped. Which person are you right now? Be honest in the comments. Most of us have been Person A. There's no shame in it. The system is designed to trap you there. Now here's where it gets darker. Banks make billions from overdraft fees. In 2023, banks collected $12.6 billion in overdraft fees. $12 billion. From people who don't have money. Think about that. You have negative money in your account. The bank charges you $35 for it. You now have even more negative money. So they charge you another $35. They are charging you fees for being unable to pay fees. And it's legal. It's designed this way. The people who can least afford it pay the most. That's not a bug. That's a feature. But there's a catch. It's not just banks. Payday loans are even worse. You need $500 to fix your car so you can get to work. You don't have it. You go to a payday lender. They'll give you $500 right now. You just have to pay back $575 in 2 weeks. That's $75 in interest for 2 weeks. That's a 391% annual interest rate. Credit cards are 22%, and we call those predatory. Payday loans are 391%, and the people using them are the people who have no other choice. You take the loan. You fix the car. 2 weeks later, you owe $575, but you don't have it because you're still broke. So you roll it over. Pay another $75. Now you paid $150 in interest and still owe the original $500. You're trapped. The loan was designed to trap you. And millions of people are stuck in this cycle. Now let me show you the buy cheap pay twice trap. You need work boots. Good boots cost $180. You have $50. You buy the $50 boots. They last 4 months. You buy another pair. $50. 4 months later, another pair. $50. After a year, you spent $150 on boots that barely work. If you'd had the $180 upfront, you'd have bought the good boots that last 3 years. You'd have saved money, but you didn't have $180. So being broke cost you more. Same with appliances. Same with cars. Same with everything. Poor people pay more for worse quality because they can't afford the upfront cost of good quality. It's a trap. Here's the objection I always hear. Mike, if you're broke, you can't just save $300 for emergencies. There's no extra money. I know. I've been there. I had $11 in my account for 3 months straight. I get it, but there's a catch. You have to break the cycle somewhere. And it starts with one fee you don't pay. Here's how you do it. First, switch to a bank or credit union with free checking and no overdraft fees. There are dozens. Time, Current, Ally, local credit unions. They don't charge overdraft fees because the account just declines if you don't have money. You can't overdraft. That's step 1. Stop paying $70 a month in fees. Second, Sign up for auto pay on everything so you never pay late fees. Set it for the day after payday. Third, that $70 you're not paying in fees anymore, put $50 of it in a separate savings account you don't touch. In 6 months, you'll have $300. That's your emergency fund. Now, when something breaks, you don't need a payday loan. You use your $300. Then you rebuild it. You just broke out of the payday loan trap. But there's something nobody tells you. The psychological part of being broke is worse than the financial part. When you're broke, you feel like a failure. You feel stupid. You feel ashamed. You see other people succeeding and you think there's something wrong with you. But here's what you need to understand. The system is rigged against you. You're not failing. You're being failed. Overdraft fees, payday loans, buy cheap pay-wise. All of this is designed to extract wealth from people who don't have wealth. You're not bad with money. You're being exploited. And once you see that, once you understand the game, you can start playing it differently. Let me tell you something that changed my life. I was broke for 6 years. Constant overdrafts. Payday loans twice. Buying cheap everything. I thought I was a problem. Then I learned about the poverty tax. I learned that being broke was costing me $150 per month in fees. I switched banks. Set up autopay. Stopped overdrafting. Within 3 months, I had $200 saved. First time in my life. It wasn't because I got a raise. It wasn't because I worked harder. It was because I stopped paying the poverty tax. I redirected that money to me instead of to banks. You can do the same thing. Today, here's what the banks are counting on. They're counting on you to not know about free checking accounts. They're counting on you to forget about autopay. They're counting on you to be too ashamed to ask for help. They're counting on you to think this is normal. It's not normal. You shouldn't have to pay $35 because you have $34. That's insane. But it's profitable. For them, not for you. Here's the bottom line. Being broke is expensive because the system makes it expensive. You pay more for everything. Fees, interest, cheap products, late charges, high insurance, all of it. And it's designed to keep you trapped. But here's what they don't want you to know. You can break out, switch banks, use autopay, build a tiny emergency fund, buy better quality when you can, stop paying the poverty tax, redirect that money to yourself. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. I did it. Thousands of others have done it. You can too. Your future self is watching you right now. They are looking back at every overdraft fee you paid, every payday loan, every cheap product that broke. They are wishing you had known about the poverty tax sooner. They are wishing you had broken out earlier. They are telling you that having $2,000 saved feels infinitely better than being trapped in fees. Listen to them. They escaped. And they want you to escape too. The system wants you to stay broke. Banks make billions from your fees. Payday lenders make millions from your desperation. Cheap product makers profit from your lack of options. But you're not going to stay trapped, because now you see the game. And once you see it, you can beat it. It starts with one fee you don't pay, one overdraft you avoid, one payday loan you don't take, one cheap product you don't buy. Small steps, but they compound. And 6 months from now, you'll look back and realize you broke out. So tell me in the comments, what poverty tax are you paying right now? Overdraft fees? Payday loans? Late fees? No judgment here. We've all been there. And if this video just showed you how the system is rigged against you and how to break out, smash that like button and subscribe because I'm making more videos exposing how the system keeps people trapped and exactly how to escape. Let's break out together.